Welcome, ladies and gents, my name is Samuel Parandroid. I'm the designer of what you are seeing here. This is Vectra, the world's first procedural wavetable synthesizer, and it has a lot of new features. Today I'm going to show you one of them. The newest feature is something that has nothing to do with the wavetable capabilities directly. This is our new Delta core. I will in a moment read you the description because I've written it down. It will be more coherent than just when I'm talking loosely. But I can still describe it to you in my own words. And it is basically a three-way FM with a feedback that goes from A to B. So we have an oscillator now that is linked to the other oscillators. It can be used as a modulator, but it can also be made audible. If I want to hear it, then I can turn this up. I will show all of that in just a second. And as you can see, you have a couple of different sliders here. AB, DB, DA. So those are basically intensity of modulation. We will go through all of that in just a moment. Now we get into the nitty-gritty. The most important stuff, of course, is not me talking about a new feature. The most important stuff, of course, is you hearing the new feature. So let's do that. I have an init patch loaded. It's like a very basic 2-saw patch, no unison. So let's activate a little bit of unison. And then we can already try to activate the delta if you guys like, and I guess you guys like. So what you need to do is like activate it over here. Okay, this is the amount, delta mod amount. And then once this is activated, I can then dial it in wherever I want. This, for example, was DA. So what does DA mean? DB mean? And so forth, because that could also confuse people. Whenever there's written D, that stands for delta. So D is the one in the middle, A is this one, B is this one. Whenever you have a misunderstanding here, you can just immediately understand it by, going back to, okay, D is delta and B is B and A is A. Everything is quite logic. It maybe seems a little bit complex at the first glance, but once you have understood it, then actually it is quite nice. Furthermore, what did we do? We created two very basic sine waves, okay? And the delta also, of course, as a wave. So the delta is now also on sine wave. What we created is a pure sine wave patch with some unison. And we have a lot of really killer unison modes, which I will put out on the panel as well, for people to just dial it in as well. It's very important. I will show that, and that interacts tremendously with the FM. But this is not where it stops. This is where it begins. We can choose, of course, our hard sync mode. Hard sync is activated over here. You can just click it, and it will be now hard sync. You can choose from a couple of different modes. I'm going to leave that one off for now, but it is very powerful and very important. So what can we modulate? We can modulate everything. We can do AB, which is and remember, everything is modulatable, right? We can just place that here. can of course also just But the cool thing is also we can listen to the delta itself. Now the delta is activated, so you can hear the delta actually. I will go to the maelstrom and I will activate some reverb. In our case, I will go for Event Horizon, our flagship, and I will put also a macro on that. Remember, we always have the opportunity to just hard sync the signal if we want to. And we have more tricks up our sleeve. We can actually go into delta feedback, self-modulation. We also have a ratio knob here, and this is what actually determines the pitch of the delta oscillator. So when I turn this up, I invite you to try those modes out with various unison modes. As you can see now, right now we just used sine waves. I mean, there's a gazillion more things that you can do with this, because of course it works interactive with all the other elements of Vectra. So if you want to use it in the virtual analog mode, or if you want to use it in the Vectra engine bay, then you can also do that, and it will do the same thing. There's a lot of stuff that people can do with this. This is in a way quite innovative. I will make it also a little bit maybe more accessible to people, but it is already quite powerful. Everything what we have listened to now is of course unsynced. So for example, this knob, I would probably put also a macro on it. Turn it up just a little bit. Yeah, and then you can get really creative. I mean, you know, just slap a envelope on there. Just put some macros there so that you have like access, and also give the people who will find the patch sort of like an idea about like you know, what you were doing or what this patch was about. As you can see, quite nice. Let's try something with the sync. And also with various different unison modes, like for example fifth. Let's take LFO, turn it down, place it on position. But of course, as I said, you can even change the delta core. It was on sine, now it is on saw. my laptop choked there. That's actually not the synthesizer. I know exactly what that is. That's the laptop that I'm working on. It's really cool and somehow really immersive also to work with my machine. The thing that I've built is also quite trippy for me as the designer to work with this machine because I'm designing those things, and you know, it's really nice to actually use them for once, to be very honest with you. Even though they are maybe not like 100% polished in all aspects, there are still things that bother me and that I will fix in the next days, and this is still in development. I am very, very happy about what we have achieved so far here, and it really works. And also this is the same with the Delta. This is a pure FM sine patch made with the Delta core from Vectra. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. You can check it out on audionerds.net. That's audionerds.net. You'll find a little link to Vectra there, or you can just check in the shop if you like. If you're interested in it, the beta is now open. You can get it on Audio Nerds. If you have any question, feel free to put it down in the comments below. Next up, I will show something really exciting, and this is DNA Flux. DNA Flux is a mode that gives us access to VectraForge on the front end, basically. We can mix in different DNA strains, alternative to whatever we are doing here on the synth panel. It's really fascinating, and especially so in conjunction or in connection with DFM. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I see you guys in the next video where I show you more of Vectra, the living synthesizer.